When you say KoF, most people think of it as this team game with hard combos and they all play it in Mexico. And while that's sort of true, you could argue the real KoF gods are in China. We all know Zhao Hai, but he didn't just come up in a vacuum. Hi all, I'm Normie Nick, and today I'm going to be recapping two events that happened in China and Taiwan recently, where we got three, yes, that math is correct, more new qualifiers for the SNK World Championships. The first event I'm going to talk about is the SNK World Championship Series Finals. Now, I'm going to have links with all the matches that I'm talking about in here, as well as the markers of where things are, so feel free to skip ahead if you want to see the second event or the first. All right, so this event is the conclusion of a series of tournaments organized in China for King of Fighters 15. There are 15 players that qualified through 8 online tournaments and then an offline invitational that was sponsored by PlayStations. The countries represented in the tournament were China, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. Unlike the other SWC qualifiers, the top 2 players of this tournament would be qualified for SWC. However, the winner of this tournament would win over $16,000 in US currency. So the event had a bunch of cool stuff in it. It had this like SNK museum that you can kind of just go and check out. There's the Pow Pow Cafe sign, this giant Iori cutout, some swag there. Oh no, that's a person. I thought that was some clothes. Some figures, some collectible things, posters. They had artwork that you could check out. Really cool setup in this venue. And then we also had a kind of a cosplay showcase, cosplay contest. We can see the new Mature and Vice outfit. And we had a music performance that was really cool of just some of the old SNK tunes. And then towards the end of the tournament, the Fatal Fury producer, Yasuyuki Oda, discussed the game and revealed City of Gato for City of the Wolves. So if you saw that trailer recently, it was from this event. Like I said, the top 2 players in this tournament will qualify for the SNK World Championship Finals this coming year, 2025. As I figured this is my first kind of big KoF video for my channel, I wanted to introduce some of the players and who is some of the key people in East Asia for KoF. If you want to skip this part, you can if you feel like you know everybody, but like I said, this I think is really good. You know, it's really good to know the people who are playing the game. So first up, we have Zhao Hai. Probably has the second longest Liquipedia entry next to Daigo. And in case you didn't know Zhao Hai, he's basically like Daigo, but for KoF. Unlike Daigo, Zhao Hai will play any character, any archetype that will help him win the most. Not sticking to a specific, Shoto like Daigo kind of does. KoF is his main game, and he's got 4 EVO titles and numerous first place wins at other majors. He began playing Street Fighter with the release of Ultra Street Fighter 4 and has consistently been a winner in Street Fighter League, qualifying for Capcom Cup, and most recently won the Esports World Cup for Street Fighter 6. So he's not only great at KoF, he's great at multiple games, which is pretty cool to see. All right, next we have Taiwan's best ET. He's been in the KoF competitive sphere since 2013 and KoF 13, but has been playing long before that. ET has won EVO 2 times, the second of which was EVO Japan this year, and then he also got second at EVO Las Vegas this year as well. He's known for his Clark and his grappler play. However, you'll see him play into the meta just like a lot of other KoF top players. All right, next we have M Dash. He does the kind of the K Dash thing where it's just the kind of an apostrophe there. Ironically, Japan has relatively fewer stars of KoF, but M Dash is one of them. He won KoF at EVO Japan in 2019 and won the event that would become SWC in 2017. While he's had more success in KoF 14 than 15, he's still a formidable force in the KoF world. All right, next, from a new country, Mad KoF. Arguably Korea's best KoF player. Mad KoF is a long-time player, also with another EVO title under his belt from 2012. While his best performance so far in KoF has been during KoF 13, he won FV Major this year and has gotten top 3 at other major events in East Asia. All right, and then we have Mok, a relative newcomer to the KoF scene. Mok from Japan started competing heavily with the release of KoF 14. He has only continued to improve and getting 3rd at EVO 2023, 3rd at SWC last year, and top 8 at EVO Japan and Las Vegas this year. All right, and then I don't have a picture of him, but we have 2 more players in their first competitive KoF, and that's Spyrush from Taiwan and Daybreak from Korea. Daybreak, we really don't know much about him. Here's his Liquipedia page, and I'll explain in just a second. Byrush has been getting top 8s this year at multiple East Asian majors. And then for Daybreak, actually this SNK Championship Series has been his breakthrough performance, getting second to Xiaohai in this qualifier. Now, you'll notice a lot of these KoF players are a bit older. And a lot of that is because they started playing KoF in the mid to late 90s when it came out, and had just continued to play with its continuing releases. Thanks to accessibility of the Neo Geo arcade cabinet and the legacy kind of gameplay that is a KoF, the folks in China, Taiwan, Korea, Mexico, it became the fighting game, and they became one of the best, and they just happened to just never quit. So I'm gonna just have some gameplay on and just talk about some of the matches to watch from the event. So like I said, there were 16 players from the online qualifiers, as well as the one offline qualifier. But I'm just going to play this and just talk about some of the matches and some of the things that you should check out if you are a KoF fan. So the first match that's on here, Mad KoF versus Tiandi. It was a down to the wire comeback from Mad KoF, a really close set. We also got to see some really good Rio play from Tiandi. And now this set was actually one of my favorites. ET2O's Lacid with a pretty much solo Athena. I mean, like I said, he's known for his grapplers, but man, his Athena play, just Psycho Ball dash, Psycho Ball run, just incredible fireball game. Just very, very surprising to see from him. Really one of the highlights here. Then we also have Tiandi versus Yassi. Really great Shermie play from Yassi. Unfortunately knocked Tiandi out. And then we have Brant versus Dune. It was a really close set with a lot of high level Dolores and Kukuri from Brant, but also a great Hirochi Yashiro from Dune. He ended up Dune chopping the combo and just got hit by a really well-timed advanced strike from Brant. Then winners round 2, we had Mad KoF versus Birdman. Lots of great neutral play there. Daybreak versus M-Dash, some great Benny Morrow. Mulk versus Xingzhen. Mulk showcases his excellent rushdown and kind of just like runs over Xingzhen in that set. And then the loser side, Lacid, Daybreak versus Lacid. Lacid has incredible reads with the Shermie to eliminate Daybreak. Really, really good set to watch if you're a grapple player. Then we had ET versus Byrush. Probably could have been a finals match somewhere else. But ET absolutely abused Isla's JD in the last game. Lots of quick rounds, lots of back and forth. Very, very exciting set. And then we had Mad KoF versus Brant and Xinhe. And it's just like a scrap, you know, like they're about to get eliminated, almost making out of their pool, or out of their side to top 8. Really cool answers to Regal with Kukuri from Brant in there. All right, now getting into top 8. Here's who got the top 8. So we have Birdman, Xiaohai, M-Dash, Mulk, Xingzhen, Lacid, ET, and Mad KoF. This is only a 16-person bracket, so it was quite smaller. But here are some of the matches to watch in this top 8. So first, we have Birdman Yumu versus Xiaohai, and Xiaohai goes in with a mirror team, kind of to troll Birdman. He's known to do this. He does this in Street Fighter as well, and it just does not work out. Birdman just knew the team better, knew its faults, and really got the upper hand over Xiaohai. And then in losers round 1, there was an upset. Longtime KoF player Lacid got eliminated by Xingzhen. And ET versus Mad KoF, that was a good set to watch. Mad KoF goes in the surprise pick with Najid. It doesn't work out in game 2, but he still goes 2-0 with the Gonets. Then in losers quarterfinals, we have Mulk versus Mad KoF. A lot of great movement from both players. More Najid from Mad KoF. And then going into winners final, this will determine which one would qualify for one of the 2 spots for SWC, and Yunwoo Birdman ends up qualifying, going on to grand finals. In loser semis, Xiaohai versus Mulk. Mulk actually destroys Xiaohai in game 1 with the Shonei's mix-up game, doing the dash, big hand, rushes him down in game 2, going 2-0. Going to loser finals, something gets under M's skin, and he was practically unstoppable. Really great stuff. M-Dash versus Mulk here. M-Dash, just watching Mulk play before, got the download and got a quick 2-0, shutting down Mulk's rushdown game, and did a lot better than Xiaohai did in the last set. M-Dash also gets the SWC qualification spot going to the grand finals. This grand finals is pretty much a $10,000 money match, and yeah, something awake at M-Dash goes 3-0, goes 6-0 actually. 3-0 in the grand finals, resets the bracket, and goes 3-0 in the reset as well. You can check out the grand finals match if you want, but if you're familiar with the current meta, you'll just see a bunch of that. So then a week later, we have another event, BeePro Cup. So this is a newer tournament in Taiwan, organized by the one, the only, Gamer B, who is one of the older Street Fighter players. I shouldn't say older, one of the 09ers, and one of the best Street Fighter players in the world. Really put Taiwan on the map as a fighting game scene internationally. And while the event was mostly a Street Fighter bracket with well over 400 participants, it was a stacked tournament with ET, Byrush, Daybreak as the sole Korean there, and then another person, ZJZ. So if you don't know ZJZ, he didn't compete in the SNK Championship Series, but he could easily have. He is probably the top 2 KoF player in Taiwan next to ET. And not only is he a top KoF player, but he's also a pro level Street Fighter player, qualifying for Capcom Cup in 2018. He won the LCQ there, which I think is almost even harder than doing one of the World Warrior runs. I don't think they were doing World Warrior at that point, but still quite a feat to win an LCQ like that. For KoF, he has 2 EVO championships, and at this point, he's still not qualified for SWC going into BeePro Cup, and he's eager to get in his home turf. ET, one of the favorites to win, already qualified, so he knows if he gets at least second to ET, he'll make it. All right, so this was a smaller tournament, so we just had kind of 2 sets of pools here, and here are the matches to watch from it. We have Wafish versus Aisho. And Aisho kind of has an off-meta team with King of Dinosaurs, Joe Higashi, and King, but 1-2-0 in upset over Wafish. Then we have Mirias versus Doraneko. Well-played set with King of Dinosaurs, another King of Dinosaurs player, Elizabeth, and Sylvie Paula Paula. Then we also had ZJZ versus Nimai Su. This is the winners finals to go into top 8, and ZJZ showcases his expertise with technical characters like Leona and Chizuru. He plays a lot. During these pools, Pineapple Sun eliminated Wafish, and then Nimai Su eliminated Mirias, some of the better Taiwan players. Then for the B pools, one of the matches to watch was, or a couple matches were Rockpoon versus Doraemon. Doraemon wins in an upset over Rockpoon with his excellent Mai Tenkun. And then we have Zhao Hui versus Cola 3-2-1, and Zhao Hui rocks it 2-0 in this set, Iori over Cola. And then we have the story of Daybreak. Daybreak is the sole Korean. He made his kind of breakthrough appearance in the SWC Championship Series that were just the week before this, and I wish he could say he did better, but going into this, he absolutely rocked it with lots of great anti-hydron tech here from his Rock and his Rio, and we got to see some high-level Maxima during the set as well. Daybreak versus TT that we got on here. And then going into against Butterfly Cat. Butterfly Cat absolutely kills it with his Yamazaki, using only that character in game 2 to put Daybreak into losers. And then Daybreak versus Rockpawn, and I gotta say, I think this is a bit of an upset watching Daybreak play before. Rockpawn eliminated Daybreak using a solo Ralph in game 1. We started to see some signs of life from Daybreak, but still got beat by Rockpawn's own Rock, without even using Rock's install during the match. Going into top 8, we had ZGZ, ET, Zhao Hei, Butterfly Cat coming from winner's side, and then Nimai Su, Rockpawn, Pineapple Son, and Byrush going into losers. Now, this is a pretty long top 8 VOD. If you want to watch it, all the matches are first to 3, so it made it, relatively longer than what we might see before. So, some of the matches to watch. The first one is Butterfly versus Byrush. In a nail-biting set, Byrush won 3-2. He had excellent control with his Yuri throughout the set, and we also got to see a lot of Butterfly's Shingo at the beginning of the set before switching to K-Dash. And then highlighting ZJZ's run, which was incredible in top 8. ZJZ versus Zhao Hei. In an upset, ZJZ losers and winners semis to Zhao Hei, going 3-2. We saw ZJZ pull out his Leona, Dulon, and Nakaruru, but it wasn't quite enough, and now he's in losers. So some people, when they lose, it's like actually like a buff, like they power up, like this is the second phase, and that's exactly what happened to ZG. And he was just, something happened and he was almost unstoppable at this point. So ZGZ versus Pineapple Song and losers quarter. ZJZ stops Pineapple's on-hill pressure with his Chizuru really effectively. If you're having trouble with that matchup, I would check that out. Then ZJZ versus Byrush just shut down Byrush's Yuri with ease, and his Nakaru came in clutch. Going into losers final, which was ZJZ versus Xiaohei. This is actually kind of the real qualifier set because ET, who was sitting in Grants at this point, already qualified for SWC. Xiaohei taking a break after an L. ZJZ came into losers final hot, putting Nakaru on point and Leona on mid. ZJZ kept up his momentum going into grand finals and actually won game 1, but ET got the read and won the rest of the set and the set after. Here's the full brackets of the event. I'll have this linked in the description below if you want to check out Liquipedia. Just a really great source. Shout out to all the people in Cross and more that keep this up to date and are really passionate about recording this. It's really, really great work for the FGC. So very, very thankful for them. For the SNK World Championship, we have ZJZ, U and Berman, and M- all qualified for SWC. At the time of this recording, there still isn't a date announced for SWC 2025. And I think they may have it either the last weekend of April or the first weekend of May. And I say that because EVO Japan usually kicks off these Pro Tours, and this year EVO Japan begins May 9th. So kind of looking at the spots and looking ahead, last year there were 32 spots for KoF 15, and currently there's only 24 spots announced, with 3 remaining to be filled. There's an 8 spot difference there. I think they're going to fill it up. And then same thing for actually Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown is going to be part of the SWC this year. And so only 2 spots have been announced for SWC just yet. In Casablanca Fighting Championship, the second, where Samurai Showdown is a main event, that one was just added this week. So I'm sure we'll see more events pop up before then. But most importantly, I really think SNK needs to announce when and where the SNK World Championships will be. You know, with so many international players and visas and travel and budget, a lot of these players aren't necessarily sponsored. They need that time and that on the calendars to help them be there. So hopefully SNK will push it. I think they're doing a lot of great things this year on their esports side, but I think they're kind of dropping the ball and not announcing the SNK World Championships just yet. All right, and again, I'll have this link down below, but here's the full list of players that are currently qualified for SNK World Championship. Thank you for watching. I want to do more of these recaps. Please leave a comment of something that you think would make these recaps better. I really would appreciate it. I want to do these more. I think they're really beneficial for the FGC. I know a lot of creators have been doing them for big games like Tekken and Street Fighter, but I want to see more for other series and other games, and I want to do those games as well. But yeah, leave a like if you found this helpful or if you want more of it. That helps more people see it. And feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. Thanks all. I'm Normie Nick. GG's.